Hi guys, good evening. This is Vineet Pandey, just doing some final settings with the camera and then I will be in front of you. Then I will be in front of you. Oh my god, अरे आज तो क्लास होनी थी ना, आज तो पढ़ाई करनी थी. Hi, what is this movie Avatar? आज तो पढ़ाई करनी थी, अवतार मूवी कैसे लग गई? ये क्या हो रहा है हमारी टीम में? 43 स्टूडेंट्स देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे राइट नाउ. अवतार मूवी लग चुकी है. कैसा टीचर है? व्हाट काइंड ऑफ मैन इज विनीत पांडे इज टीचिंग एंड शोइंग अ मूवी अवतार. हाउ मेनी ऑफ यू वॉच्ड इट? Did you watch Avatar 2? Well, I give you a review. Yes, it's a good movie to watch. At least you should definitely watch it. Why? Because somebody has worked really hard and you will see the hard work. But why are we talking about Avatar? Because you are my students and you have been taught certain things where you understand that Avatar is just not a movie. It has a lot to do with it. A lot more. How? I ask you a question. How many of you? I asked you a question. Yes. How many of you can relate literary theory with this particular movie? Take your time. Come on. Take your time. Come on. Let's see. I'm reading the comments. I have come to the front side. How many of you can connect a literary theory? Waiting for your timings. Jalvinder, good evening. Okay, so maybe this is Avatar movie part 1. We have recently watched part 2. This boy, we know. Who is this boy? What kind of literary theory can be employed? The best method is to apply post-colonial theories. Yes, my friends, post-colonial theories. Now, how many of you know that this actually has been studied by many professors? When I was going through this particular paper, this is the paper, I got an idea that I should teach you all in my way. This is the example of post-colonial learning. See, even a book has been published, Avatar, a post-colonial perspective. So this is what I do. This is what I do as a teacher. I try to bring the latest things. So let's take our time and talk about the Avatar movie references. And here we go. We can go for the board and we will have this board here. Then we'll be going for this. Post-colonial study of Avatar movie. Now, why do I have to go for Avatar movie? पोस्ट कॉलोनियल्स पढ़ाने के लिए अवतार का रेफरेंस लेना क्यों जरूरी है? मूवी इज नॉट इंपॉर्टेंट. द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ पोस्ट कॉलोनियल्स आर वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. सो माय फ्रेंड्स, व्हाट इज पोस्ट कॉलोनियल? इट्स क्वाइट सिंपल. व्हेन आउटसाइडर्स, हु आउटसाइडर्स, so who is an outsider? Who is called an outsider? Anyone who intrudes in someone's personal space. If an American comes to India, he's an outsider. If my friend enters in my personal room, he's an outsider. So you all have a space. The space concept of space and place by Bhabha, Homi Bhabha's idea. Yes. So an outsider who comes to an area which is dominated by the natives and then starts controlling it, that is called post-colonial reference base. So what happens? Outsider comes, tries to control. The famous line by William Shakespeare, I came, I saw, I conquered. Do you know that? These lines are from William Shakespeare. I want to read your comments. Come on, tell me, where do we get these lines? ये lines कहाँ मिलती हैं दोस्तों? I came, I saw, I conquered. Also known as Winnie, Vidi, VC. Come on, my friends, all the online students, if you have done Shakespeare with me, tell me. And these my students have answered. So proud of you guys, proud of you. Yes, Julius Caesar, Vini, Vidi, Vici. I came, I saw, I conquered, but what does it actually mean? I came as an outsider, मैं आया बाहर से, I came. Then I saw a beautiful colony, a beautiful island, and then I thought I should control it, and I conquered. Same thing happens in Avatar movie. So human come to the planet called Pandora. Now in Pandora they find a lot of minerals, and to get these minerals, what they do? They start colonizing it. They start colonizing it. That is the reference of post-colonials. Now, the other theoretical references. What exactly the natives of this particular place called Pandora are doing? My friends, remember this thing. The importance of this lecture is to make you understand some important post-colonial terminologies. So, if you're a smart one, you will simply understand that Vineet Pandey style is to deal with a famous Hollywood movie, but actually to teach you the post-colonial references. Natives. Who are the natives in the movie? The Navi people. And what are these Navi people doing? They are fighting back. Fighting against whom? They are fighting back. Fighting against whom? The outsiders. Who is outsider here? Who is outsider on Pandora? Human. Now, when a native fights back to protect his land, to protect his culture, that is called colonial resistance. Please remember this thing. This particular point is known as colonial resistance. Now, you have to remember this term also. Now, see this thing, what happens. The outsiders who have come, they would always try to learn from the natives. If you remember Tempest by Shakespeare, Prospero, who goes to an unknown island, finds a witch, Sycorax, and starts learning from the witch. The moment he learns everything from the witch, he takes complete control of the island. So the outsiders, they also know that they cannot defeat the Navi people. So what they do? They send some clones to learn their language, to learn their habits. And this is how we find our hero also, right? So what is this? If we say, this is called Prospero complex. 99% of you have not even heard about it, and that's why you are in my class. Reason to smile. So what do we call it? Prospero complex. Prospero complex. Now, as they are learning and trying to mix up, these people, they don't want them to learn from them. And these people don't want to learn the culture of outsiders. Means they don't want to speak in English, which is again a kind of resistance. Again a kind of resistance. They say, no, we don't want to be civilized like you. हमें इंसान नहीं बनना है, हम ऐसे ही ठीक हैं. What is that? That is called abrogation, a known resistance. If you see this thing, they all speak in Navi until unless it's very important to speak in English. So they have learnt, but they don't want to adapt to these things. That's called abrogation. Now, the another terms. When the clones start mixing up, with Navi people. Remember hero Jack Sully? He is a clone. Why they made a clone? So that he can go and mix up with people. When he mixes up, he actually tells them about people, that human beings are strong, they have weapons, you cannot fight back, we will give you better life, better understanding, we will civilize you. You know, like the builders, they go to the slum areas and they say, give us your land and we will give you big houses. But they never do that, right? What is that? That is colonial education. He is educating them to be colonized. जिसे कहते हैं colonial education. The way you educate someone that he accepts that yes, I'm inferior, they are superior, and will always be colonized. Now comes their native culture, where they talk and pray and connect those things to nature. They have a god, goddess called Eva. That's known as nativity recognition. Post-colonial terms hai. Nativity recognition, also known as ethnic recognition. Also known as ethnic recognition. ये टर्म सुनी नहीं होंगी दोस्तों आपने. डबल JRF ऐसे नहीं आया है. I didn't stick to net syllabus. I read everything what was possible for me. आपको भी सब पढ़ना है. अब क्या होता है? ये सब चल रहा है. Now, when the clones try to meet with people, not everybody hates them, especially the heroine. Heroine is a native. Hero is a clone. But then heroine thinks that okay, he looks like us. He is blue, green, with a tail. मेरे जैसा ही है. And that's called another post-colonial term, ethnic nepotism. Ethnic nepotism. Now, in this movie, we have a bad army hero, a bad character from army. And he calls them blue monkeys. He says, जहां देखो ये नीले बंदर दिखाई देते हैं मुझे. Calling somebody blue monkey is a racial remark. Racial segregation, another term. Racial segregation. And then, calling them the blue monkey, considering yourself a beautiful one, a handsome one, this is called exotic otherness. Another post-colonial term. Exotic otherness. Now, apart from all these things, what all we can add here in post-colonial reference? The most important one is the concept by Homi Bhabha, mimicry. When the hero comes to the heroine and says, teach me your ways, teach me thy ways, I want to be like you, I want to learn like you, I want to behave like you so that I can be one of you. That is mimicry. Do you know that Edward Said has said this thing that you people want to be like the Europeans so that Europe will vanish. He says that why we want to be like them so that they can vanish. So mimicry concept, Bhabha's concept, this is there. And now comes the most important reference from the post-colonial study. I'm sure you will guess it. You will be able to guess that. This is the most important one, my friends. This is identity crisis. Yes, identity crisis. When our hero, Jack, who is a human, but then a clone, comes from Earth, but lives with Navis, starts getting confused that what kind of life he wants. Does he want to go back to his earthly human life, or he wants to be the part of this new clone life? Identity crisis. You must be thinking that why I'm not making this lecture boring? Why I'm not taking reference of Salman Rushdie, V.S. Naipaul, Derek Walcott? Well, I have taken those references in my lectures, but if I teach you in a boring way, then what will be the difference between me and Vineet Pandey? So, it's Vineet Pandey, दूसरा वाला, जो movies से connect करता है, not the online lecturer teacher, क्योंकि वहाँ पे we have to, take the reference of the books. Otherwise, one of the critics will come, oh, he doesn't teach, he talks about movies. Three types of people. Great minds, they will be like, wow, this is called lecture. Average good mind, they're like, yaar, he's trying to teach. And the goal wala mind, zero mind. They'll be like, oh, he's teaching about movies. I paid him for net JRF. If you're actually learning, you will understand that we are taking references of these things. And let's end this lecture with one important point. All of these concepts are actually the part of cultural studies. And in cultural studies, the concept of clones is actually the part of post-humanism, one of the latest and toughest topic in English literature. Post-humanism. Culture studies and post-humanism. Don't worry. Soon I'll be coming with Rajnikant sir's robot movie explanation. In the classroom lectures, you will get proper lectures. In these kind of special live sessions, you will actually learn. क्लास में पढ़ाई सिलेबस वाली हो जाएगी और विद लाइव लेक्चर्स आपको सीखने का बहुत मौका मिलेगा. बहुत जल्दी आपको मैं थोर के बारे में पढ़ाऊंगा, जब आपको ओशियनिज्म जो ऑडियन से रिलेटेड है या जो नॉर्स माइथोलॉजी है वो पढ़ाऊंगा. तो अगर आपको ऐसे लेक्चर्स पसंद हैं, इफ यू लव दीज काइंड ऑफ लेक्चर्स, इफ यू वांट टू लर्न विद क्यूरियोसिटी, स्टे ट्यून्ड. Thank you so much.